Okay, now to annotate the model here. What we're going to do is, if we take a look at our presentation scale, we're going to be using letter size portrait, and it's going to be 1:1 scale. Okay, so before I do anything else, let's double check to make sure our scale is set correctly. We have it at 1:1 here, and we've got our annotation visibility filter on just for this scale. Now I want to trim off those reference lines a little bit, so I'm going to offset 0.25 one of these outer circles here, and then use that temporarily to trim off these reference lines, and then delete that offset. Alright, the next thing that we want to do is we can work our way in from the outside. Let's start with switching the layer to the DIMS layer. We'll switch our tab to the Annotate tab here. Take a look at your dimensions. We've got an angular dimension. Okay, just double check here for the scale. Click OK. I'm going to click on the reference line and then on that vertical edge from the tooth, and then pull out my dimension. Okay. And for our presentation, we'll want to make sure that we can show this as 10 degrees typical. So use ED and select the text. Use ED, select the text, and then add your TYP to one side of that. Go ahead and do that in capitals. All right. And you can see if it pushes it out, that's fine. You're going to have lots more room to make your adjustments there. And then we could go back to the top right corner and then use our diameter dimension here to set the 4250. Again, to set the 4, and then to set the 350. Alright, in this area here we could take a look at our radius. Okay, we can pull that out. We could add, using ED again, our typical note. We've got a diameter here. Place that in there. And then again, our typical radius for the inside fillet, which I'll try to squeeze right into here. Now you'll notice that if you need to avoid confusion, you could bring it to the outside, but try to put it in an area where you're minimizing the overlap. Okay? Try to make it as clear as possible without any, or minimizing the overlap as well. So here we've got radius 250 typical as well, so ED, select it, put in your text. And then lastly, we've got this angular dimension here. We could put it in like that. If we wanted to, we could select the text. Notice how if I hover over the grip, I have these options here to modify my text. I can move the text alone just to fit it into the space where I want it, for example. Okay, and that's annotations. In the next video, let's take a look at the page setup.